Hey there, it's Corey, the Yard Buddha, and today we're going to be building a little water feature here. I have already gotten this nice kind of brass spout put into the ground and plumbed with some lining and a pump. I just had it pouring into a 5-gallon bucket last year just to see how it would work, how it would sound. But today we're going to make it look a whole lot prettier. And it's not the best day here. It's kind of raining, and it's good though. It's washing off all the pollen, and we need some rain. I just reseeded my yard. My yard needs some free water, so we're gonna roll with it. And I get to work next to my sweet azalea that is just now starting to go in bloom. But back to this water feature. So this is kind of a brass spout that's supposed to resemble some bamboo, and I might polish that up a little bit just to make it shiny. But then I'm planning on digging a hole here, probably about 6 inches deep, and then I've got some pond liner right here that I'm going to lay down underneath there, and then I'll make a little kind of contraption for the pump to sit in down in there to recycle. And then I have a whole bunch of this river rock that I'm going to put in the pond liner that luckily I just did a neighbor's yard and they had a bunch of leftover rock they were able to give me. So that's going to go down kind of around the pump and in the bottom of the liner. And then we got the sweet granite bowl here the water is going to drip into, and I'm just going to try to level it off so the water goes in there and then kind of drips over the sides into the rock, and it'll just be recycled down there by the pump. So we'll show you kind of what it looks like a little bit later. I'll dig the hole, get the liner in, and I'll show you that. Okay, so I got my hole dug, and I just kind of want it round and circular because I want all the water to kind of collect back in that bottom back area where I'm going to have my pump. So kind of made that a little bit deeper than the rest. This doesn't need to be big. Hopefully I have enough river rock to fill this up. We'll see. But if not, I'm gonna just go with what I got. And yeah, kind of back in that back area is where I want to try to hide the pump, so it's behind the bowl, the basin, and it just collects back there and pumps it back in. So we'll put the liner in. All right, here's just a rough outline of the pond liner. Probably gonna have to trim it up a little bit more, but I don't want that big of a footprint, and so I'm kind of just gonna try to contain it in a small area. I'm sure I'm gonna get lots of bark and pine needles and other stuff in there, so I am going to put a little filter underneath the pump so that it doesn't suck up any of that stuff. But let's get the rock in. All right, so I got my rock piled down in there. Got a little more here I want to make a little bit taller, but I kind of just want a small footprint. And now what I want to do is I'm going to pile some sand around these edges here just to kind of make the edges higher than the bark so that bark doesn't slide in there. I kind of want like a little moat. And then I got my pump buried over here under this rock. So it's down there in a bucket, in the bottom and the catching spot. I did put a little piece of fabric down there just to try to get that bark out of there. Try to keep it filtered a little bit better, but it freezes here during the winter, so I'm gonna have to take this pump out of here definitely. But that is there, very simple. And so now I'm just gonna kind of try to mound this up around here so that bark doesn't slide in there, and then we will get the basin on there and fill it up with some water. So this is what I kind of did around the liner, is I just compacted the rocks a little more in a smaller square foot spot, piled some sand around it, and then I'm just gonna put a little more sand under there and then have the sand be above the rocks so that the bark doesn't get in there. That's my thinking on that. I really don't need all that big of an area. I'm just gonna have that bowl on top of here. So trying to just get it as deep as I can with the rocks, and as low maintenance as I can with bark not getting in there. All right, everyone, this is what I've created today. Took me most of the morning, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I have this bowl that's kind of spilling over the sides here, and it's just dropping down into the rock, collecting down in that liner, and then recirculating back into the pump. I may buy some more cool rocks just to line around the outside edges of the liner here, just to kind of block it. But it is up kind of higher than the bark, so hopefully the bark doesn't fly in there and a whole bunch of dirt doesn't fly in there. But that was kind of my envision, just kind of this small little footprint. It doesn't need to be that much bigger than the bowl. We're just kind of recirculating water, and my sprinklers do hit this area also, so it should refill itself if it does get low. But I got this spout, which is definitely copper. Sorry, I may have said brass earlier, and I just polished that up with a little bit of Brasso and got all the varnish off of it, so it's looking nice and shiny. I just need to figure out now kind of how I'm going to bury the pump cord. Probably do some more rocks around the back there, yeah, but for the most part it is finished. That's my neighbor dog Max. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Had a great time, and I'm going to enjoy this for many years to come.